A very pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. I'm just here to talk about some of the things that have been happening in my country, Jamaica. As you know by now in the news, two pastors have also been charged with child molestation or what you call carnal abuse of a minor. Let's go back to 2011 when a pastor from the United States came on a 2 week pilgrimage to the country in Westmoreland, and he carnal abused a 15-year-old and sexually touched or molested a 14-year-old. There were DNA tests that proved that the pastor actually had sex with this 15-year-old. And guess what? He walked scotch free. Now, Jamaica, what are we talking about? Is it justice for some people? Is justice there for some people? Or it should be justice for all? Here we have, and I don't know nothing about these two Moravian pastors. Never met them before. Don't want to meet them. Will never ever meet them. But we're talking about how the church rally around some of their pastors who have molested our youngsters, sexually assaulted and messed up the minds of some of our young girls, and also some of our young boys. They have, for years, just run havoc in the church. They just run havoc in the church, and they have sex with whoever they want to have sex with, and then they come to you and tell you about Jesus or that they're a man of God. Bullshit. It is time now, Jamaicans, for you to wake up and see where your money is going. Don't put your money into these churches that these so-called pastors drive around in rich cars, wealthy cars, expensive cars, and live in expensive houses off of your hard-earned sweat. Now let's go back to the days of slavery, back to the days of the plantation. Remember when these white colonial masters came to Jamaica? They came with a book in their hand, and that book is the Bible. And then what do they leave with? They leave with owning the wealth, owning all the land, and you are left with this book that you continue to put your trust in and believe in. Now, I'm not a Christian, but I'm a very spiritual man. I know there's a creator of all heaven and earth, because none of us could have been here, right? And I'm not going to call him a God, he, because we don't even know. It's all speculation on our part. For all I'm concerned, God could be a woman. But let's get down to the reality of it all. Our children are suffering, our women are suffering, and they're suffering under the hands of the church. Now, there's some pastors, because I'm not going to bash all pastors. There's some pastors who have a great good intention, that believe that they're touched by the Almighty and they want good for their church and their community. There's some, because there are always exceptions to the rule. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. Most of the pastors in the church are some bloodsuckers, money-grabbing pastors who just want your money, who just want all the money that you have. They'll bleed you dry, leave you broke, leave you homeless. What they should really do with that money that they collect for the congregation is not to drive expensive cars and live in some of the most fancy of houses. They're supposed to put that money back into the community. Open up a community centers, open up a store, open up some grocery store, some shopping areas where your money can be multiplied, and give it back to you, the members. That's how it should work. When they take your money, all of your hard-earned money, your 10% that you're given from the little or nothing salary that you have, when they take this money from you, they should be able to put it in a bank, and then the interest, they give it to you, because that money really belongs to you. Okay? Now, Jamaica, as you see, the morale of our men and women are broken, because Jamaica is a church and state country. There's more church here per square mile than any country on the face of the earth. Yet still, we are killing each other at an alarming rate. Let's go back to 2009. 1,600 plus people were killed. Did the church raise a big alarm? We should hear that. We should see the church walking the streets in thousands. I big up that pastor in Spanish Town for doing the hard work that he's doing, trying to make sure that his community comes together. I see the pain on that pastor's face. I see that pastor's cry. And I can feel the energy of that pastor. I don't know his name, but he's the one that organized the walks and the march. Soon after a place is burned to the ground, he's there offering some hope to the people. That's what pastors are supposed to do. So I applaud that pastor. But for the rest of you out there, I don't give a goddamn about you. None of you. Because all you are there to scrape from the poor. Take from the people who do not have nothing. I consider you all some wicked men. And guess what? Not your God that you serve, but the true and living creator of all heaven and earth will make sure that you're paid. You know what you'll be paid in? Karma. What goes around will come around. So if it doesn't affect you, it will affect your children and your children, children, and your children, children to come. Wake up, Jamaica. Stop going to churches and put your money in your own community. Open up a community funding. Find some people that you can trust. Even if it's $1, give it to them. $5, because guess what? If there's 100,000 people in your community and everybody puts up $1, for that day the collection is $100,000. Do you know what you could do with that? Among yourselves, you could pay your bills, you could help a sick person to go to the doctor and to pay for the prescriptions. You could do a whole lot of things. So start pooling your resources together. Find elders. Go back to the days when it takes a village to raise a child, when everybody communicates in that village. Share your pain and your sorrows and your joy with each other and try to work it out. Forget about the church. They're not going to do anything for you. Nothing at all. All right? The church is within you. You are the church. You are the church. You make the decision. Not some of these pastors, so-called pastors, that is out there robbing the poor communities blind. Wake up, Jamaica. Wake up. We're not going to tolerate your bullshit any longer. Some of you nasty pastors who go around and molest our children. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that those two pastors that were charged recently are guilty of any crime, because I don't know. I wasn't there. But the newspaper and the news said they were arrested and charged for child abuse or carnal abuse of a minor or rape. Right? And I think if they're guilty, they should face, just like anybody else, the full brunt of the law. Wake up, Jamaica. Get rid of these so-called nasty pastors. A big stone, Cecil, with no